What's going on, YouTube? We back. Another video, another different look with the video today, man. I'm using a new style for recording because I think I'm gonna do a lot of first-person videos now, especially in the shop. My wife got me the Meta glasses, so that's what we're gonna start using today, man. We got to throw a set of front brakes on a 21 Escalade. They have so many different things. It's not even just the Escalade, the Tahoe, the Yukon, anything that uses a pad wear sensor. GM's made it weird to where you replace the brakes, it just lights the dash up like a Christmas tree. So we're gonna kind of go over that today, as well as just replacing the brakes in general on this next gen truck. So y'all stay tuned, man. I'm about to pull up to the dealership, get the truck inside the shop. Once we get it inside the shop, we'll get it lifted and then just kind of break down the process of putting these brakes on. We're gonna turn the rotors out. We're not gonna replace them since it's his first brake job, and kind of show y'all like the ups and downs about it, like why I don't like pad wear sensors, because pad wear sensors cost you money more than they save you. You're doing brakes way more than you should have to with pad wear sensors. So anyway, just now making it here, about to pull in the shop, get everything situated, and get it all figured out. In the shop, let's knock these wheels off. Gotta knock off. Really nice 22, honestly. I've always thought when they powder coat the wheels on these black, they look really good. So we're definitely gonna do that. And then kind of these is freshly powder coated too, they're stuck. Needless to say, we gotta kind of knock them loose. Oh, powder coat. Powder coat stuck. There we go. They had these freshly powder coated, and I don't know if the powder coat was able to actually dry or not, but we'll see how the other one comes off. So this one's stuck. Yep, this one's stuck too. So you just throw a lug nut on it, kind of knock it free. Oh, there we go. Swift kick. Let's put it down. So now that we got it down, as you'll see, these are kind of set up different. These are clip in the pin style, which I think is a lot easier on these. And then I use the bracket across, which the brakes, they come with new pins, new pad wear sensor, new pads, all of that stuff. So we are about to get started knocking these down, and then we'll resurface these rotors, change these pads out. Pin, this off, 2 pin, pull the holding bracket out. And you kind of got to get these out, but let's grab a flat head. Flat head. And kind of go in between, kind of loosen it up. Pattern. Oh. Sometimes they're a little harder to get out than others, but just a little pressure will come out. This one has the pad wear sensor in it. You'll actually have to unplug it, and the weirdest part is you have to kind of loosen this through the back to get the pad wear sensor out. So this is a 2 18s, unplug the pad wear sensor, and we'll have the caliper off. As y'all can see, If you look at this pad, it has a lot of wear and a lot of life left, but for some reason everybody's going to this pad wear sensor, which, you know, if it wasn't here, you could go so much further with your brakes because there's actually your squealer. But since this is worn down, as you can see, it says, you know, brake job, you know, service brake, whatever. So you have to replace these a lot sooner than you really should. Just another tactic that's, you know, they used to make you spend money, but needless to say, I can't complain. That's, you know, it's my job. So 30. Go ahead, knock this rotor off. Rotor free. No free promotion, but I like grip edge sockets. I think grip edge is legit. If you don't have any, I suggest you invest in some grip edge tools. We got this side done. We're gonna take these over to the lathe. I'm gonna go ahead and knock down this other side. And we'll go turn these out and get started putting everything back together. So, got everything set on the lathe. Tight. Got lights up. And shatter band. Shatter band's on. Don't ask the last time bits were replaced. I don't know. But we want to get everything adjusted to where it's loose. Kind of roll it in. It's actually almost like a spot on position right there. Tight. So these, you'll flip your lathe on. Fast cut first. But what I prefer to do is I always like to start a scratch. Just start a small scratch. Basically just touch it. And once you start the scratch, basically just touch it. We'll run it out. I always run it out so I can cut the ridge off if it has one. And then I like to bring it all the way in. All the way in. And on my first cut pass, I always like to go 2 to 3 thousandths at a time. Nothing more than that. You don't want to gouge it, so you kind of just between, because this goes 2 thousandths at a time. So I kind of like to, and this lathe is kind of worn, so it's kind of hard to tell, but fast cut, swing it to disc and let it do its thing, start to cut on it. And there we go. It's probably not going to cut. It's probably going to take 2 or 3 passes to get it cut evenly. And then, you know, you have your discard thickness and things like that. But this rotor should be well within spec because it's his first brake job. So we shouldn't have to really worry about that. We can still check it, you know, with our micrometer in the end, but I'm sure it'll be okay. As you can see, it's not cutting very evenly because it has some like high and low spots, but we're going to cut those out, make it even, no vibration when you're stopping. And see, the backside's cutting fairly even as well, so everything should be good. Go ahead and compress the piston. I have so many tools, I kind of get sidetracked trying to figure everything out. But as y'all see, it has 4 pistons, 2 and 2 on each side. So you can buy this caliper compressor from Tool Truck, Ace Hardware. I mean, I don't know if you can get Ace Hardware, but somewhere like that. A tool store, Lowe's, I don't know. But this one came from the Cornwell guy. So we have a Cornwell dealer. Don't ever buy anything from Snap-on, it's a ripoff. But just take that in between all 4. set it and ratchet it down to a flat. Because like I said, I know a lot of guys that work at home won't have this type of tool because, I mean, they're just novices. They don't really do it for a profession like I do. So anyway, this is how I do it. I actually have both styles. I have this style as well as the regular, like the piston style for like the regular old style. This one's kind of a pain to get in there, but once you get it in there, it's pretty good. Yeah. Write it down. Bow. Lock them out. Caliper retractor. Just that easy. So now what we're going to do is just wait on those to finish. And then we'll just start reassembling everything, get everything torqued down, cleaned up, and should be good to go. So we're starting to reassemble this side. We already reassembled the passenger side, already got it back together. So now we're just gonna go reassemble the driver's side. But on this driver's side, we gotta put that pad wear sensor back in it. And we did mic these. I didn't do it on camera. They're still within spec, so I figured they would be. I mean, it's not a bad deal for that. So we got a pad wear sensor, which makes it easier just to kind of install the sensor there. And hopefully it's not a cheap. The pads aren't the best, so they refuse to do GM because GM pads are like $300, I think, something crazy like that. So needless to say, here we are. We already got these down. We'll have to stick this one through the back like so. Just kind of put it in with the caliper bracket. I don't know why I'm not getting any. There we go. Yeah. See? Started. Like, I live by the understanding that every bolt on a car has a torque spec. Every last bolt has a torque spec. But certain things you can understand if you just tighten it, it's tight. Like, you know, you understand? Tight is tight and too tight's broken, is what I was told a long time ago when I started this, right out of high school. Kind of just tighten them up. And then you'll know that's good. There. So then, as I was saying, just run that pad in there, slide it in. Both pads are in. We'll grab the new retaining clips, new pins, and bracket. Kind of place it in here. Pins. I will say these metal glasses make it a little easier to work with your hands because you're not holding the camera. So shout out to whoever came up with the idea to make glasses that you can record with, because it's a great idea. Which I haven't seen a lot of people using the metal glasses to record with. So, but I haven't been, like I said, I don't do a lot of social media. I try to kind of stay off the social media stuff a lot. I like to, when I'm not working, be with my family. So that's kind of the concept of this. Get and enjoy that time with them and not doom scrolling on TikTok and Instagram and all those things. So now that we got all these back in, we can plug up pad wear sensor And then we kind of just have to burnish these in. Got that. Take that. See how well it fits in the hole. It's all plugged in. These CPAs are terrible. It ain't coming out. That done. Spray everything down with a little brake clean. I like to spray everything brake clean. You may or may not, but it's something I like to do. Clean them up a little bit. Good with that. Now we'll just throw the tires back on it, lower it down, test drive it, and be done with this brake job. So now that we are got our wheels back on, show you how I was talking about, see if this one actually do it. So I'll have to set the brake. Alright. So there we go. We got the brake set. So what happens if I start it? It normally throws a bunch of messages. Yeah, see, brake system failure, top speed 43, things like that. And let it load up first. So many lights on this truck. Traction control, stability track. All these things happen when you replace the brakes. So what you have to do, your front light, I'll have to actually use a scan tool to reset these, because this is a 21 or a 22, I do believe. So you have to go in and you have to reset these with a computer. So that's kind of like a part of why some of them you can actually, like if you take it and you just hold the brake fully down for about 15 to 20 seconds at full pressure, then sometimes it works. But I think the 21 struggles with that. The 22, 23s, like the newer trucks from GM, all across them, you have to reset the pad life. And you just kind of hold it down, and sometimes it'll let you manually reset it. But if not, I'll just have to hook a laptop to it. Which that looks like what I'm going to have to do is put a laptop on it. But that's the issue that we have when you put brakes on these new gen trucks, is they set all these lights. So I'm going to get those reset, and then we'll just drive it and be done with this vehicle. But that's just the gist of, like I said, if you have to put brakes on your car and these new gen vehicles, the Escalade, the Tahoe, the Yukon, any of those that use that style, that with the new pad wear sensor, it has to be reset. Some you can do through your control screen, like this one has it, but it doesn't have the reset where you can go front and rear pad install. It's blanked out, so you have to use a scan tool. So I'll get a scan tool, do all of those, and clear out all these lights and get that stuff off, and then we'll drive it and finish it up. Man, this is my first video using these Meta glasses. I hope y'all liked it. I'm gonna continue to make videos with these Meta glasses inside the shop. I think they're pretty cool. So y'all like, comment, share, subscribe, and we'll check y'all in the next video.